Hey YouTube, Puff and Snuff here. Ian checking in as always from beautiful Northeast Ohio. First things first, Happy New Year to everybody, January 1st, 2016. Hope everyone's having a Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, or whatever your preferred greeting of general December merriment happens to be. Thought I'd jump on today and do my first snuff review of the new year. Um, it's not that great, to be honest with you. This is a snuff I've been trying to play with a little bit over the last couple weeks, try to find a way to make it work, and it's just not flying for me. We are doing Toque Espresso. You're thinking espresso. Obviously, your first thought is going to be something remotely similar to coffee. Something perhaps a little darker, a little more bitter, a little more bolder than a general coffee snuff. At least that's the first thing I was thinking. And for me, yeah, a coffee snuff is kind of the holy grail of snuffs. I love coffee. I would love to get just a true coffee experience from a snuff. Sam Gawith black coffee comes close. Um, but the truth is, there's a lot of what makes that so good is the dark tobacco base, which will sometimes dominate the coffee essence. But so I was hopeful, even though I had seen some not all that favorable reviews on this guy. I was hoping that perhaps Toke could fill that need. But let's get to the review. First things first, typical Toke screw top tin. Typical Toque medium to light brown color. Typical Toque medium dry moisture content. Doesn't really pill, doesn't really stick, duffs right off. And typical Toque medium to medium fine grind. So no surprises so far. In the tin, I mean, maybe just a little bit of a coffee note in the tin, maybe. To me, it's more just a general roasty, toasty kind of smell. I mean, it's not bad. It's not unpleasant, but there's not a whole lot of. I saw someone describe this as when you open the tin, it smells like you're walking to a good coffee shop, and I don't get that at all. Maybe if you took all of the aromas of walking into a good coffee shop, except for the coffee itself, maybe. There's not much going on there. Um, let's get it in the nose. I'm just going to go ahead and pinch. All right, so first things first, it's fairly easy to take. Um, Settles in nicely. A little bit of that pleasant nicotine kind of burn. Um, and there's not. I personally get virtually no coffee, espresso, anything like that in the nose at all. Maybe just a tiny hint of it at first, but it's not persistent and it's not particularly strong and it doesn't feel particularly authentic. What I get is I get a general sense of roastiness, almost in a nutty sort of way, and I get oddly enough as that roastiness kind of subsides, and like all tokes, the aroma doesn't linger too long. But what kind of comes out to me on the back end of it is almost, and this is going to sound totally bizarre, almost a popcorn kind of thing going on in there. Um, I mean, what are you going to do? To me, this is not really a winner of a snuff at all. Um, I know Paul Schaubetter loves calling this Toque Excuso, and I get that now. And look, I say this, I have nothing but extremely high respect for Roderick. And I hold the Toke line of snuffs in very high regard. To me, Toque, not in any order, Toque, Old Mill, and Sam Gawith. If all I could get a hold of were those 3 lines of Snuffs, I could probably be happy enough. You know, but this one particular offering to me stands out as the one Toque Snuff that I have had that just totally, to me, misses the mark. Um, and here's the funny thing: and it's labeled as espresso, so I think you have to review it as being an espresso snuff. So if I'm going to put this, if I'm going to rate this 1 out of 10, as I always do, as an espresso snuff, honestly, to me, this is like a 2 or a 3. There's kind of a sense of a coffee-ness about it, with the roastedness kind of mirroring a roasted bean and that sort of thing, but there's no real espresso scent to me that makes it to make this worthwhile. Okay, on the other hand, if you don't put a label on this and you just say, here, try this generic, not generic, try this, unnamed Toque Snuff, or they label it and just say, they have a Toque Plain, which is very good. If they just labeled this Toque Plain Roasted, and you're looking this just as a snuff, yeah, I mean, it has some stuff going for it. The roasted nuttiness is pleasant. It's easy to take. There's nothing to me, specifically off-putting about it. So just as a snuff, it's a 5 or a 6. But for what it's supposed to be, it's definitely not. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to finish this tin, because it's not, we're not talking about something that is painful to take, or that just doesn't smell good, or that is, off-putting. It's not like that at all. I certainly won't reorder it. I'll try to enjoy this for what it is, but otherwise, my the holy grail search for an excellent, unparalleled coffee or coffee-like snuff continues. So that's going to be all for me for today. Once again, guys, Happy New Year, and I will see you guys later. Take it easy.